We're going to talk about the Congress of Vienna and national unification. Subtopics include the Congress of Vienna, the Italian unification, the German unification, Schleswig-Holstein issue, and the Franco-Prussian War. This is the modern map of Europe. However, this isn't what the map looked like in the 19th century. As the 1800s rolled around, Napoleon Bonaparte started to expand the country of France at an alarming rate. This was brought to the attention of most of the great powers in Europe at the time: Spain, Austria, Prussia, Russia, and Britain. Austria, Russia, and Prussia attacked from the east, while Spain came from the west, while England provided them with funds. After ganging up on France, they exiled Napoleon to the island of Elba. After his exile, they held the Congress of Vienna, which is located, you called it, in Vienna, Austria. The Congress of Vienna was a meeting of European states people to discuss a long-term plan for Europe by settling critical issues, which stemmed from the French Revolution Wars and the Napoleonic Wars. The five powers involved were Austria with Clemens von Metternich, Prussia with King Frederick William III, Russia with Tsar Alexander I, Britain with Viscount Castlereagh, and France with Charles Maurice de Talleyrand. The goal was to resize the main powers so that they could balance each other out and remain at peace. The first most pressing issue after Napoleon's exile to Elba was the territorial disputes. Many leaders came close to waging war over the partition of Poland. However, no wars happened. The disputes ended in February 1815, but restoring old boundaries was not the only reason why the Congress was held. The Congress of Vienna created the framework for the European international politics until the start of World War II. This included the rights of German Jews, the abolition of slave trade, and the restoration of the Bourbon royal family in France. In addition, after the fall of the Roman Empire, the foundation of new German confederations started to spawn. In March 1815, the unthinkable happened.
Oh my God, Claire! It's Napoleon!
You might be asking, how did Napoleon influence Italy? Well, from 1802 to 1814, which was before the Congress of Vienna, Napoleon created secondary-level public schools around Italy. He was liked a lot by the people until his return from Elba.
After the Congress of Vienna in 1815, the layout of Italy was still divided. Giuseppe Mazzini, an Italian activist, embraced the unification as a moral force that would educate and uplift the people of Italy. He believed that only the people could accomplish this. He called for an end to the foreign rule and unification of Italy, mostly to restore the common language and culture of the people. In 1848, they failed, and former rulers of Italian states drove Mazzini and his fellow nationalist leaders into exile. Mazzini and his followers created the secret society of young nationalists, Young Italy, in 1831. Young Italy was based on a moral and spiritual revival of the people. They stood for democracy and the unification of Italy. In 1834, Mazzini founded Young Europe, which tried to encourage the ideals of Young Italy into other countries. Young Italy grew from 40 members to 50,000 members in 1833. The group tried to revolt multiple times but failed to overthrow their government. Before Italy unified, it had separate states ruled by autocratic kings, and it still shared a common language. That was a result of the unification under the Roman Empire. They were also influenced by Napoleon, who put in reforms for Italy regarding issues such as education, which helped them improve as a nation and was well liked because of it. Italy eventually stopped liking him because he became a totalitarian dictator. Italy was broken into three sections. Austria ruled the Italian provinces of Venetia and Lombardy. The Spanish Bourbon family ruled the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies, and the Pope controlled the Papal States. Victor Emmanuel II played an important role in the unification. He was the king of the Piedmont, Sardinia, the peninsula's strongest and most liberal state. He wanted to unify by slowly expanding control over the peninsula. In 1852, Camillo di Cavour was appointed as prime minister. When Cavour stepped into power, he helped the economy grow and he pushed for a constitutional monarchy. Italy and France unified with an agreement between Cavour and Napoleon. With this, Napoleon agreed to help drive Austria out of the northern provinces of Lombardy and Venetia. Cavour provoked a war with Austria, and a combined French-Sardinian army won two quick victories against Austria. They were able to drive Austria out of Lombardy, but not Venetia. France was given Savoy and Nice as a gift for their help, but at the same time, though, Cavour had begun secretly helping the nationalist rebels in southern Italy. In May 1860, the Red Shirts, led by the Garibaldi, captured Sicily.
Following the Congress of Vienna, 39 German states formed the German Confederation. The Austro-Hungarian Empire and Prussia dominated the Confederation. Prussia had many advantages, including it had mainly a German population, the most powerful army in Europe, and industrialized faster than any other German state. The friendship between the two German states would soon turn into a conflict in an attempt to unify Germany, and in 1848, democratic revolutions broke out all over Europe. As a result, Prussia created a liberal constitution to limit the power of the king. Before Germany unified, it was broken into hundreds of independent states. These states did not have a common government. While Napoleon held power, he reduced the number of states in Germany. These states shared the same culture, but no actual country. Some leaders of the German unification included King Wilhelm I, who was the King of Prussia. He succeeded Frederick William to the throne in 1861, and he was supported by the Junkers, who were a wealthy landowning class, strongly conservative, and opposed liberal ideas. He wanted to increase the size and strength of the military, but Parliament refused to give him money. He decided to pick a new prime minister in order to get what he wanted. Otto von Bismarck, who was a conservative Junker, became prime minister in 1862. He was known as the Iron Chancellor for his realpolitik and his powerful rule. Realpolitik means the politics of reality, which are politics that leave no room for idealism. The steps to German unification went as follows. In 1864, there was an alliance between Prussia and Austria. This led to a war against Denmark, where they were able to win two border provinces, Schleswig and Holstein. It was an easy victory, which caused Prussia to govern Schleswig and Holstein. From 1866 to 1867 was the 7 Weeks' War. This is when Bismarck purposely stirred up border conflicts with Austria over Schleswig and Holstein. The tensions provoked Austria into declaring war on Prussia in 1866. The war was over pretty quickly, and Prussia just destroyed Austria. The Austrians lost the region of Venetia, and it was given to Italy. Prussia then took control of northern Germany, and in 1867 the remaining states of the north joined a North German Confederation, which was dominated by Prussia. The Franco-Prussian War from 1870 to 1871 was the final step in the unification of Germany. By 1867, a few southern German states remained independent of Prussia. Bismarck felt that he could win the support of the Southerners if they faced a threat from the outside, which was a war with France, who he thought would rally the South. He published an altered version of a diplomatic telegram he had received from France. In the telegram, it is seemed that he is insulting France. Reacting to the insult, France declared war on Prussia on July 19, 1870. The Prussian army poured into northern France, and in September, they surrounded the main French force in Sedan. They took 80,000 French prisoners, which included Napoleon III. For 4 months, the French withstood a German siege, but finally, hunger forced them to surrender. This was the final stage, as I said, in German unification, and now the nationalistic fever also seized the people in southern Germany. They now finally accepted Prussian leadership. Over a 6-year period, Bismarck was able to create a united Germany. He made skillful use of diplomacy and warfare to accomplish this task. Germany was unified in 1871. On January 18, 1871, Wilhelm I is crowned emperor at the Palace of Versailles.
In a few weeks, I will get time